You've asked for it. Here it is. 5 books that women autistics should read. And that doesn't mean that men autistics shouldn't as well, because you learn shit that way. Number 1, The Highly Sensitive Person, written in 1996 at a time where it was just kind of common sense that women couldn't really be autistic because that was a man thing, and women couldn't really be ADHD. The Highly Sensitive Person talks about HSPs specifically, but it really gives you the groundwork for a lot of the ways that this type of divergence is different for women than men. Number 2, speaking of groundwork, Invisible Women. This is research about the lack of women in research, and I really think that this is very important to really understanding why the woman experience is not captured as well. Things like scientists deciding to experiment only on men because it's cheaper, and because then you don't have the confounding factor of some people aren't men in the experiment. Because, you know, men are the basic person, and then women, like, they're an augmentation of them, right? Number 3, The Divergent Mind. This is a wonderful book that, again, it doesn't matter what your gender identification is, I think that you should read it. It really covers a lot of the basics of autism in the experience, and again, how things are different for women, and some of the history of research, and some very practical ways of trying to use your differences for advantages in life. Number 4 is Autism in Heels. This is a memoir about being a woman on the spectrum, and you might find it very surprising that it's different for women than men, that their lives are a little different, and that not everybody is just a weird variation of a man. It's really neat. And of course, this is a very particular story. It's just one story of the spectrum. It doesn't give you this sort of like huge overview, but it's a fascinating one. Number 5 is Temple Grandin's work, The Autistic Brain. This really gets sciencey about, like, you know, the sizes of corpus callostrums and the, you know, thickness of the cerebellum, that kind of thing. But it's a nice sort of take on the fact that there is no one story here with autism. The fact that autism, it looks different in everybody, regardless of gender, regardless of nationality, regardless of anything, that each and every person is specific to their experience. Believe it or not, autistics are human. Autism research is in the infancy, especially when it comes to autism in women. So expect to see many more books and more research coming out, we hope, as long as women are still legal in the coming years.